We are live.
And we are live Sunday night with those guys. And Sunday night with those guys is sponsored by
those guys. What's up, everyone? What's up, Tom? What's up, Paul? What's up, Herman? I know it's football. It's football time, and I do understand. Trust me, I do get it. I really do. But what's up with you guys? How are you doing, Tom, today?
As I think I heard the phrase said earlier, another day in paradise.
Yeah.
Okay. So,
and you,
not doing
Paul?
too bad.
And you, Paul?
Yeah, you know, same.
Same. But you don't sound too happy with your microwave going out. I know that's a main staple in your life.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. You know, when you're by yourself, you can cook just about everything.
You can't cook in a microwave, though.
I was.
Convection microwave, you can.
What's up, Chris Hope? Paul might have a convection microwave.
Yes,
How are you, Chris Hope? What's going on?
Paul, your stove is on the fritz.
No, the stove sits there. It's nice glass top. I don't use it.
I know that's what I'm saying. The microwave.
What I wanted to report to you and Lawrence, though, is I did have some vintage fish tonight.
Here we go.
Oh, here we go.
It was a little on the gray side, but it still tasted okay.
Oh, that's good, Paul. That's important.
It had a use by date of 2008.
I'm doing good, real good there.
So that as long as the taste covered up the bacteria that might have been growing there, so be it. Maybe it added to the flavor.
Yes. Yeah.
Paul, you missed your boat again, so to speak. Paul missing a boat. That can't happen. But Paul, there's a show on these days. I forget what channel, but it's a cable channel where these guys
crack open. How are you?
They crack open these things that have been put away for 30, 40 years. Like they'll eat civil defense food, or they'll try a loaf of bread from 3 years ago.
I did see that show. You're right. They eat rotten food. They'll open up a can of Spam, Herman, that was created in 1958 or something, and they'll open it up and they'll taste it.
Slice and dice it. Add it to a recipe.
There you go. That's a channel that Herman could get right into.
Well, I think that's when you figure out that your appendix might have some use. Okay, Paul? Yeah. Okay? You just have to hope evolution didn't catch up with you.
What's up, Chris Hope?
Not messing with the
Michael Blade, Alejandro Vera, your first time here. Welcome to Sunday Nights with those guys. Phantom Flight 101, Tom, Paul Murray from the Paul Murray live stream. Daryl Hickman, how are you, sir? Everyone's still getting in. It's still early. I know it's
Jackson.
We're watching football out the other eye. Well, one's looking at the computer screen or the camera. One's looking at football. And this is the time of year that I start getting interested in football, but we're behind schedule, so I'm all thrown out of sync. But for you football fans, I hope you're enjoying your Sunday. Today is October 11th, 2020.
Just flying by.
Flying by, dude.
Flying by.
I just remember the new year coming in, and it's right around the corner. It's 3 months away now.
Yeah.
Another year, dude. Seriously.
Yeah.
The year is going by.
We got to shake this one, though. We got to shake it, man.
Marcel Roberts, how are you, sir? What's going on? Hope all is well. Hey, show. Would you think that COVID would be enough risk for most people? Well, apparently not. Show. Apparently not. Especially here in New York. And then El Smeghead, how are you, sir? All the way from Australia. I appreciate our international viewers because there's someone in South Africa. I don't know what time it is in wherever he is, but he always takes the time out to watch the live stream after it's over.
Yeah.
So I guess whenever he wakes up or he gets the alert or whatever, but it's good to see we have so many people from around the world checking us out. We have Joe Mack from Ireland, Tim Jackson's in the chat. I guess Tim is on his way to work now. Today's it's actually Monday in Australia right now.
Yep.
So he should be on his way to work or getting ready to leave for work. Cardosa Media, how are you, sir? What's going on?
A lot of people in the house.
Well,
Yeah, just make sure you hit the like button.
yeah. Do
Always
that.
appreciated.
Yes, we appreciate it. See, I do it going into the live streams. That way I don't have to worry about it. When someone says hit the like button, I look down, I say I've already got it shot. But we've got a little bit of news, not a whole lot, but there's always something to talk about. For those of you, few and far in between, that have a DJI M210 series or a 300 series drone, this company named Fox Fury just came out with a new type of light, Rugo lighting system. Now, until this point, I didn't know what the Rugo lighting system was. Here, hold on a second. I'll copy it and send it to you guys in the chat there, in our chat, our Zoom chat. There you go.
There's a big high beam flash.
But you click that link there, and what brought it to my interest is they make plenty of lights and accessories for these Matrice drones and stuff like that. There's hundreds of accessories. There's third-party companies you may have never heard of that make stuff for the Matrice series drones, just like people make stuff for the consumer level drones. But anyway, this light called Fox Fury Lighting Systems, they created a searchlight that you can direct the beam of light. So you can go from a wide helicopter search view to a finite, maybe
to zoom in.
Yes, maybe it's a little foggy or whatever. Well, I thought it was interesting that this company did it because I never knew you could do that. I know the military has lights like that, and you could buy a flashlight that if you twist the nose on it, the beam goes from wide to sharp, almost like a laser.
I have right here.
Yeah, see, there you go. Perfect. Exactly what I'm talking about. You go from wide to almost a laser.
Right. I don't want to point it at the screen, but
yeah. You might blind someone if they're watching it on a 50-inch screen TV.
Yeah. But these things are great to have. Plus, if anyone ever noticed that they scalloped the face of this, okay.
Yes.
This is a major brand. You can buy this anywhere. But they scallop the face of this. There's a reason for that, because it also provides a self-defense tool.
And I thought it was designed for breaking glass or something to that effect.
Yeah, okay. Yes, that too.
Okay.
But
this company here, Rugo, they claim that the sliding tri-lens, and I put the link in the room. That's a picture of it.
It's focusing just like
lens. What happened?
Like it's focusing just like a lens would focus, right, in a camera.
Yeah,
it can focus like a super zoom.
That's exactly what it is. It's a super zoom for the lights because they have the degrees of the beam angle. They go from 25, which is extremely wide, to 55 to 120 degrees.
Yeah. Right.
That's a wide difference.
Exactly. So that 120 is that search field, right? Just the general area illumination. Yeah. And then zoom down into the 20s and you got a spotlight. Yeah, you got a spotlight. This lighting's getting more and more powerful.
They also have mounts for the Phantom 4 and the Inspire 2 and the
Novice.
The unique drones as well.
Yeah.
I like it. Now, if you
they even have infrared lighting.
Now, see, that would be nice
for those aircraft systems, those lens systems that have that capability. It can illuminate a greater area.
Yeah, but the fact that you can get the same lighting system for the Matrice 200, the 210, the 300, and the 600 series, the Phantom 4 series, which I didn't know, that would be interesting. The DJI Inspire 2, and like Herman said, the Unique and Typhoon. I didn't know about the Unique and Typhoon. I didn't know about that particular one.
The Unique H220 and the the Typhoon H.
Yeah, you notice the GoPro mount on top of it too, right?
Mm-hmm. You have the 3-notch
The
GoPro
3-blade.
mount on top.
Yeah, you got a 3-blade mount on top.
Drone Pool, how are you? Happy Thanksgiving, Kenny. If it's Thanksgiving where you are, happy Thanksgiving to you. Happy holidays. I don't know who Kenny is, so who in the chat is named Kenny, Paul? You know everybody by name. Well, happy Thanksgiving to you anyway. I'd have no idea. But thanks. Oh, Cardoso Media. Thanksgiving up here in Canada this weekend. Oh, it's coming up this weekend. So early.
Okay.
So early. Happy Thanksgiving to you guys. We need to decide what the hell we're going to do for Thanksgiving because my mom is getting too old to be cooking.
Mhm.
And,
Yeah, this will be a challenging Thanksgiving.
You got to do it, sure. Lawrence. You do
what
it.
happened?
You do it.
I am going to do it. My problem is that side of the family doesn't practice social distancing. And in the size apartment that my mother lives in, I'm afraid to even get in the elevator alone to risk going to her house. I'd rather walk up the stairs. The elevator, if me, you, and Tom got into the elevator, we'd be bumping shoulders. That's how small.
What are you worried about? You
No.
can get that Wonder cocktail right away, couldn't you? Don't you know somebody? In case something happened, bro.
The Wonder cocktail.
I mean, when they had stock, they did the restock at VJ's. I got
Eric, yo, what's up, Gunner?
the big box, 3 bottles.
Oh, I hear you.
Whenever you need it, I can,
How are you, Gunner? Gunner was in Washington State. I believe now he's down in the California area. I hope all is well on your side of the world, man. I haven't seen or heard from you in a while. We have to do some talking, definitely. Gunner's one of these older guys like me who likes beating up on kids on Xbox.
Oh, you're one of them.
Yeah. So anyway, I just thought
there's a kid out there
for someone looking to do search and rescue. This is a great device here now.
Sure. Any auxiliary lighting. I tell you, even the lights on the M2 Enterprise Edition weren't bad. I mean, they serve a purpose.
Knew one of
the nice thing about it is
know which one.
Well, if you are a good use case, right, is if you have to locate something and you locate it, and say you have the Mavic 2 ED and you locate it with the infrared, right, the thermal imaging camera, and now when you're over it, you light up your searchlight that's on top. You have mounted on the accessory port, and then the rescuers, the ground rescuers, can then hone in on that location.
Okay.
Because you've now illuminated that spot. So, and you can do that right now with a Mavic 2 ED. But yeah, adding these to these larger aircraft, because also realize inspection work, the more lighting you can throw on something, okay, the more sharpness you can get in that image.
Okay. Well, yeah, that does make sense, because being that the light is focused.
Yeah.
Oh shoot.
That was part of the reason why I was telling you, Lawrence, when you put the anti-collision light on the drone, put it on top and not on the bottom.
Yeah.
Because you don't want that light flickering, flashing down where your camera is.
Sure.
True. They're true. Yeah. There was an argument, not an argument, but some people in New York insist on putting the lights on the legs so they can see them, and a lot of people don't know that's the reason they're for.
Right.
I could see putting on the rear of it, and I could definitely the top, but the rear I could see in case you do a 360. Okay, there's my orientation. I know what that is. There, but I've seen on the fronts of drone legs. I've seen on the sides of drone legs. I've seen on the bottom of the camera. I've seen people put strobes in strange places.
Yep.
It's just kind of weird. Desmond Donders, how are you, sir? And good evening to you.
Hey, Desmond.
It's great. It's good to see you too, Eric. have been doing a lot. In fact, if I were to put it on a list, it'd probably be too damn much. So, and I'm gonna start going on strike. You lost contact with your mom and sisters in the fires in Napa, surrounding counties.
Oh, I'm sorry to hear that. Yeah, I know
Yes.
it's getting
And
pretty.
can't get in there.
Yeah, I just there's a couple of articles that are public, so I can just put them out
Click
there.
that like button, guys.
The FDNY incident management team deployed out there last week to assist with logistics and operations up in that area there. So we're hoping we can, the city of New York can help out in one way, shape, or form there, right?
Hey, what's up, Geeks
So,
Corner? This is true.
It's a tough situation.
A lot of people from the tri-state area have gone over, firefighters and all kinds of technicians to help and
exactly. They go and they set up a whole tent city, and the feds actually fly them in C-130s out there with all the gear. So,
hey, Geeks Corner, there's an invite if you want.
Tough situation out there.
It is. I hope the family is well out there, Eric. Even though you can't get in touch with them, I hope everything is fine on that end.
We gotta
I'll hit you up on Facebook and see what's going on because
keep us
I don't see you on Xbox much. So that'll be a good way we can sit down and talk. Now, Herman, what's the score? The Giants still winning?
Yeah.
Good. That's all I care about. That's all I care about. I mean, there are very few New York teams that I do like. And the Giants is one of them. I remember I was playing golf. A guy offered me $100 for my golf umbrella because it was a Giants umbrella. And you know, the golf umbrellas are really, really wide. Huge. And have the hurricane vents in them and everything. The guy offered me $100 and I'm like, dude, you're not taking my umbrella. And it was beaming that day too. It was hot as out there. $100 wasn't enough for me to give up my umbrella. I know that. Anyway, I have one, two, three. The main topic of tonight is the Australian police force. They're equipping motorcycles with drones. I'm going to send that link to you, Tom, so you can glance through it. But I like it because I was going to wait a little longer to go later on to go into the story, but we could probably talk about it and maybe even bring it back up a little later on. I don't know, however we're going to do it. Here in the chat here, Tom, in the Zoom chat. All right, here comes Stevie. Let me go back. But it's a good story. Now, what's up, Stevie Bronx? We need one more, and then we could play. No, we need a few more to play Hollywood Squares.
Hey, what's up?
What's going on?
What's up, Stevie?
You guys hear me good?
Yeah,
we hear you, bro.
All right, cool.
You're fine. You're fine. Coast to coast. How are you, Bill? Yeah, I miss hanging out and talking with you too. A lot has happened in the couple of years that we haven't been in touch. Okay, that's why we need to catch up. I can let you know certain things that are going on over here, especially on the East Coast here, and family related too, between the lines.
Hey, Bill,
what's good, Stevie? Where was I like that picture you took with the castle.
Oh, thank you. That was
hot, bro.
Thank you. I really appreciate it. That's one of those spots above Westchester. It's pretty much, I believe it's upstate, but it's not too far from Westchester County.
Mm-hmm.
And
that's exactly. Which side of the river?
It's on the Hudson and it's on the Westchester side. It's not on the Rockland side.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So what is that, Dutchess then?
It's
after.
I forgot the name of the town. I actually went there after I got out of Breakneck. So it's about 11 minutes from Breakneck Trail.
Okay.
Yeah.
It didn't look like it's from the U.S. I mean, it looks like it should be like up in a Bavarian hill or a Scottish landscape.
It looks
somewhere,
like they definitely brought it over.
Yeah.
It looks like out of Disney. You know, the
Right,
whole
but it
Yeah,
looks
it's
like
a
it
little
looks
bit of
like
that
something
fantasy.
you would have brought over here because that's not your common characteristics of American style castles.
Yeah, I can't keep that many rooms clean, man. So yeah, I'm
Yeah.
out, bro. I'm
Yeah,
out.
yeah.
I'm
Could
down.
you
I,
imagine launching from the top of that heifer though?
It's a dope spot, and I have to get more pictures into Lightroom because I took pictures that you could actually see. The castle is actually on top of the mountain of the hill,
Yeah.
and I took
Okay.
pictures from behind, and you could see the Hudson River.
Wow.
So it gives it more of that fantasy look, you know.
How's the access? Bike, foot?
I found the parking lot at the bottom of the castle.
How high up
and
is it?
It's a trail. I'm not really sure. To tell you the truth, I don't remember. But I there's a trail that goes to it. I didn't do
Yeah.
the trail though. I parked in the parking lot. It's not a lot of cars could fit in the parking lot. Maybe about 6
Right.
cars, 7 cars or so. But you know, I'm an early bird, so
Yeah.
it was like 1 car there when I got there, and I was with two other pilots. Matter of fact, it was 3 of us. I mean, it was 4 of us in total. Another guy met up with us as well, and we all flew from the parking lot, and you could see it from the bottom. You could see it like sticks out of the trees, but it's all the way in the top.
Right.
Yeah,
I'm wondering what that looks
Could I
like
reach it
at
FPV?
twilight.
yeah.
Could I reach it FPV?
Possibly. Don't you guys use something? What do you call that thing that gives you more range?
The helical?
I don't remember.
Crossfire?
You told me something last time.
Oh,
The crossfire,
Crossfire.
right? Crossfire.
Yeah.
You know what? With FPV, I would think we would hit the trail, which maybe you wouldn't even want to do that because it's probably a hike. But if we hit the trail and got ourselves really close, you would get some super exclusive FPV shots, man. This thing, I believe they put that house together in 1800s, something like the late 1800s.
I'm looking at the house in this picture.
Yeah, they put that together. But a friend of mine's been there. I think he went there last year.
You been inside?
No, not inside.
Hey,
but he
Lawrence,
actually
can you share that
flew
shot?
around it.
Stevie, would you mind if Lawrence shared that
No,
shot?
of course.
Anyone
not.
live Anyone live there?
Yeah,
I
give me a
don't
second.
believe so. I don't believe so.
Because I could imagine living there.
That's
There's
what
a
I'm
few-
saying. To launch from that point, that
Let me see. I have a few
hold on.
places.
Those
that,
guys, he posted it in those guys. So I'll pull up their page. Give me a second, guys,
That's
just
the
to pull
page
his
to go.
picture up and blow this up like this. Here we go. Share screen. And so for those of you who wanted to know what we were talking about, he was way down at the bottom of the mountain.
Yeah.
Now,
I was
the
at
reason I
bottom.
was asking is because I do fly Crossfire. I was
Yeah.
just wondering if I could fly from the parking lots to there like that.
The house is line of sight, but I don't know if you might start getting connection issues when you start getting fancy around there. You know?
Yeah.
Oh no, I wouldn't try to go behind it. I would stay on it, like in a picture. I would stay on this side of it.
Right.
I would definitely, if I did anything, I would probably go around the cone of it.
I
around the
think
top
we
here.
would have more fun if we did the trail, bring
Yeah.
some waters, and get yourself really close, and we just post up and you just zip around there, go around the top. Oh, there was like a hawk or something living at the tippity top of there. You see that little
get
the
out.
top where there's openings
Yes.
before there was a hawk or something coming out and going back, like he was bringing food. Maybe he had babies in there or something.
So that makes it extra special to be careful.
Yeah, you got to be really
Right.
careful.
You know,
Right.
Stevie, imagine this now at twilight with the lights in the house on.
Yeah,
Okay, still catching some of that autumn color.
but you know, Westchester.
Yeah. To see to catch those colors changing right about the
Yeah.
prime time to get
I
those
wanna go back.
oranges and reds.
I want to go back like next week and see if I could get it with the colors. I was there a little too early.
I'm going to take the P4P out tonight because rain for the next couple of days. Well, it's supposed to start raining tonight here in New
Tonight
York into
through
tomorrow
Tuesday
morning.
upwards
Oh
of
yes,
2.5.
no, sorry, it's tonight and most of the day tomorrow. Correct, Tom?
Into Tuesday morning, in fact.
Yeah.
Yes.
And I'm going for testing tomorrow. I have to do a stupid stomach scan thingy. We not feeling too good in the stomach, but I have to drink this contrast. I have to drink this stuff 2 hours before
It's always
going
fun.
in And then, yeah, I know. And then after they give me that test, then they're going to give me an IV, some type of iodine to make sure they get a full picture.
No shellfish allergy?
No, I don't have none of
so
that.
you're
No
cool.
shellfish, no allergies to anything except my
Good.
ex-wife.
Well, comes with the
That
territory,
look,
dude.
that look. That look.
That's times two for me, bro.
No, that's about it. Those are the only allergies I have. But I have to be there at 12:15, so they say take it at 10:15. So I'm going to take it at 10:30. Then they also tell me you can pee up until 11:45. After that, don't pee anymore.
Don't pee. Yeah. It's like we have choices now. You know, Stevie, you might still have choices with that shit. You still might be able to go 2.5, 3 hours, dude. I can't even go a fucking sleep without being up 3 times. Okay.
Do you keep a bottle in the car just in case emergency on your missions?
I would not say a bottle in the car, but Amazon sells some unique products. That's all I gotta say. Okay.
Yeah.
No drip.
It's true, man. It's
No
true.
If it's a long one. Hey, Stevie, why do you think we're going for an RV, a drivable RV, and not one of those, towables?
You
got an RV to go to Costco?
I'll be getting up. Hey, dude, if it happens, at least I'll be ready, right?
You're not even going to Chicago or anything. You're going down the block.
Hey,
Stevie, you see what Daryl Hickman put? Stevie's shot looks better than the Wipers Wikipedia shot.
Oh, wow. Thank you.
Better than the Wikipedia shot of it.
Thank you. I got to get on the chat. Sorry, guys. I'm not watching.
And thank you for that video. That video came out real good.
Oh,
but you could have got 3 videos out of that, dude.
Yo, I could have. If you guys send me more, I could have made a whole documentary, man. I could have been on Netflix with it. That's the thing is I remember talking to you about the I think we were talking via YouTube. I put a comment. You were saying how FPV drone pilots don't usually cut their footage. That's usually a camera drone thing. Yeah. So I was like, I was gonna go crazy with your footage and Justin's footage, and I was like, hold up, I'm gonna break the FPV rule. I don't want to break the FPV rule and put it out in public.
No, did you have?
I put a straight run.
But you have people who edit FPV videos, because they focus on the editing and stuff, and then you have people that run it from point A to point B. And the reason they run it from point A to point B, a lot of people out there say, if he cut it, he crashed, which is not always the case, but that's for someone who doesn't know about editing like we do.
Right.
Okay, Paul, you did mention you were expecting company. Paul. Have a good evening.
Yep.
All right. Take care, Paul.
Later, Paul. Good seeing you, Paul.
You guys behave now. All right.
All right.
There's no chance of that, Paul. Watch the replay. Watch the replay.
Okay.
But yeah,
it was good. It was good the way you did it.
So I liked the runs, and I left the runs. I didn't see any reason to cut up the runs. You know what I mean? So I was like, let me just leave the runs because they're clean, they're smooth, they got the beach, you can't go wrong. So I think,
know what it dawned on? What I found out after watching that video?
What's that?
Justin and I fly the same.
You guys are always together, right?
Birds of
a feather flock together.
Dude, he made a run down the beach.
That's what you got to do.
But Tom, in the video, Justin made a run down the beach. I'm like, wait a minute. I take that same path. I go down the chest reception and make sure everything's right. You don't go too far. And then you go and you stretch your leg and do whatever. And I was like, yeah, I do that there too. Which would explain why we almost have, you would think with all the air out there, Tom and Herman and Stevie, with all the space, you would never hit each other. You'd be surprised how many near misses we've had at 50, 60 miles an hour, dude.
Wow.
Yep.
Because you don't have that lightning. I don't have that teenager response time. I have that old man response time. I still play Xbox and bust the kids up, but because I know the kid's going to come around the corner, so I start shooting before he gets around the corner. Where he's quick enough to come around the corner and go and start shooting because he has that speed,
Yeah.
But
that was fun though.
It's interesting. I'm working on a video now where I was flying over down at Fort Tilden. Okay, at Fort Tilden Beach actually, and they have some World War II battery bunkers down there. 2 of them are overgrown.
Yeah, I saw
and
that.
They turned one into a wildlife a lookout for birds, for bird
Yeah.
watchers.
Right.
And these guys went up there with suitcases and were pulling out lenses the length of your arm.
Go on, babe.
And
The good glass.
yeah.
Wow.
And it was
Now
about
pull out
20
the good
of them.
glass.
And I was
Yeah.
like, damn, the one time that I do decide to go up there and fly, they're up there. So we gave them that respect, because there's 2 red-tailed hawks that live in the area. And for some reason, they're fixated on those 2 hawks. I guess they have some little ones around or whatever. But there's one gigantic tree in the middle, and these 2 hawks hang out in this tree. It's a dead tree. So you can see the birds. The birds are like almost 2 feet tall, sitting in a tree. And when I first flew past the tree, I was like, oh my God, that looked like a hawk. So I didn't bother to turn around. I figured I would head back. If it was a hawk, my partner that was with me watching me fly would see it come after me. He said they must be used to drones, because I did an orbit around the tree 100 feet away, though. It was a wide orbit around the tree. And he just watched me. And then one took off and went elsewhere, and we kept flying. And then later on, my boy goes, yo, a hawk's following you. I'm like, well, what are you talking about? What hawk? I thought they both left. He says, no, there's one following you. But he was just cruising.
Well, what normally happens, and I've as a photographer, I've shot a lot of wildlife, shot a lot of hawks and eagles, and when you see them sitting in that dead tree together, right? That's not where the nest is. That's the hunting law. Where
it makes sense, because when they're
that
around,
is where they're scoping out what's in the area. Now, as long as you are not threatening to their nest, okay, they'll leave you alone to a certain degree,
right? Because they are territorial.
When the one goes airborne, they're going to just start to circle and gain altitude. So he's got a better view, or she has a better view of what's going on. And if they need to, if you veer off course in the wrong direction, when she rockets down from a vertical,
you're not going to be able to move out the way anyway.
No, you're not going to stand a chance. Now, of course, for those of you who have never flown around predatory birds, something to always keep in mind: if you're being attacked by a predatory bird,
listen closely, kiddies.
Go up.
You know what's funny, Tom? You know what's crazy, Tom? I just had this conversation on one of those DJI groups, because this guy went into a tree trying to avoid a bird, and I had to write a whole paragraph about just this, about how the birds do not dive up. You have to go up.
But the amount of effort it takes a bird to ascend is a lot more than you need in your aircraft. Okay, you got enough torque in that aircraft. You can rock it up, right?
It can handle a G.
And you always know you can't. If you've flown for any given point in time, coming down takes so damn long.
It does. Okay? It does, because the same weekend, Tom, that we were there,
you're fighting your lift
to
stay aloft.
It is,
but still descend, right? So there's no way you could get out of their way in a descent. So what you have to do is you have to rock it up and get the heck out of Dodge.
And get out of distance, try to get out, get away.
And come back to your LZ.
Later, L Smeghead. Thanks for coming by, man. We appreciate it.
Take it easy, man.
Well, it's funny because the last video that I put out flying there, I put at the end, the little caption, what bird and all that, just to try and be funny. But what happened was, he said he's following you, but he's not swooping down. I was maybe about 15 to 20 feet above the ground, lowering down. I wanted to make a run because there's a boardwalk. So I wanted to make a run low to the ground. I was lining up for that. And when he told me, he said it was just cruising like this above me. Now, like Tom said, most predatory birds, before they strike, they circle. And once you see them come out of that circle, they're making a run.
Yeah. So and the thing is, keep something in mind. They're not making a run after you because they think you're a morsel. Their eyesight is incredible. They read your serial numbers. They read your serial numbers a long time ago. You're a threat. And again, any predator is going to attack
What's up,
Okay,
Curtis Dart?
if it has the advantage, but eagles and hawks, okay, and ospreys will usually only attack if threatened, if their nest or themselves are threatened or their mates.
Well,
So,
you know what? That would make a lot of sense because, like I said, the dead tree is the highest point in Fort Tilden, and it's a
Yeah.
dead tree.
Yeah.
So you know for sure that the nest isn't there.
Well,
but I did notice when those two birds or one bird is in that tree, you don't see no seagulls, you don't see no little birds,
right.
you don't see nothing in the air.
Well, and they don't need those red hawks. They don't need to camouflage because they're at the higher end of the food chain.
They're at the pinnacle of the food chain.
Yeah. So unless some errant eagle is coming by and wants to pick a scrap, they don't have anything to worry about.
But most of the local guys have issues with the seagulls. And that's because they're getting near the nest and the young or the eggs or what have you. But most of the time, I've seen people with the seagulls, always with the seagulls. I had problems with seagulls before.
I know how to use it.
That's usually your
Seagulls have attitudes.
Yeah, but if you're near the nest, sometimes you don't realize, you're going out to the coast. Yeah. So, but like I said, I just go up, and usually you go up, and I'll just keep on my mission. They just, as long as you're away from the nest, that's all they care about. So
they leave you alone.
Just move on. Yeah. I mean, the vets will know, but this guy went straight into a tree. He put pictures of his props and everything all broken up and everything, and I had to just put some knowledge in there.
That's called running scared.
Yeah. It happens to the best of us, right?
It happens to that
fresh out of Best Buy.
You don't know what to do, right? You just became the attraction up in the sky. Yeah.
I feel bad that he lost his bird. I feel bad anyone lose their bird because been there, done that. This story here that I just put in the Zoom chat is well, what we're going to start talking about now. You guys are familiar with zip line, right? Well, Swoop Arrow is from Australia. Okay, is Australia's version of zip line. They're doing as well in Australia and other parts of the world as zip line is doing in Africa, and Swoop is also in Africa as well. Now, there's the story about this is the ABA 100. I hold it. The Australian Business Award has gone to these guys at Swoop Arrow because of their work and how they went from point A to where they are now, where they're actually making deliveries. And Herman had brought up a strong point to me about this particular company, Swoop Air. And it is Swoop Arrow. These drones actually land, and you have to open a compartment in the top of the drone. And to me, to be honest, that's just leaving it too much in the hands of the people. This is it right here on the ground. I can't actually zoom in anymore.
It's about a 7.5-foot wingspan, little around there, and can travel up to 162 miles. Carry up to 10 test kits, like 50 vials of blood.
Right. Well, see, like I was saying, that's great, except Zipline drops the package. This one, you actually have to open this small compartment here. And then once you take the box out and your items out of the box, you replace the box back in the compartment, you close the lid, and then you press a button and back the hell away.
Well, Lawrence, this company happened to have gotten this award, right? And I just want to tell you a little something about them. The CEO, this guy, Eric Peck, he, basically their whole operation is out of Port Melvin. Port Melvin. And they have been
Guys, give me a second. Justin's outside. Give me a second. I'll be right back.
Okay, well, they're operating in Sydney, the Congo, New Zealand, Zimbabwe, Mozambique, and a lot of different places where they've been doing transporting samples and vaccinations and things for quite some time now. This is why they've gotten this award, and it's for their work, nationally and both internationally. The work that they've done. This is why they got that award that Lawrence is talking about. They've done this has been, and when they're talking about for quite some time. You know, we all talk about zip line, but they've been out there doing it just as long.
Just as long as them, yeah.
And over
Actually,
in
just as
Africa,
long. Yeah.
You know, over in Africa, putting in that work, you know, to places where it would take them days to travel to, you know, on ground and hours.
You're talking about no real infrastructure, terrain that's difficult to transverse, and a flight that will cost between $6.45 US to around $9.67 US, or 10 to $15 Australian. So that is a pretty good value proposition right there by itself. Okay. Now, man transport over such a distance, it could cost you thousands of dollars.
Right.
And,
exactly.
And time.
Because I saw a story on what they had from last year, where there was a place that they had went to where they said it would take them a couple of hours to travel to it by boat. And the other place that if they went to it, the terrain, it would take them a couple of days because you can't drive to this area. You got to walk.
Yeah.
You know, and I'm like, wow.
Yeah. And let's keep something in mind here. When we're talking about medical deliveries, okay, minutes versus hours versus days, pretty significant in your treatment protocol, I would say.
Right.
It also makes the difference between survival and,
drone.
You know, so survivability is always time critical, right?
Right. And this guy, Eric Peck, he was in the Australian Air Force. He had wanted to be a fighter pilot, but he kind of got sick. He kind of got air sick, you know, being trying to.
Yeah, you can't be a
fighter pilot if
you get air sick.
If you're in the ear,
it's not gonna work for you.
Later, Curtis.
Yeah, if your middle ear takes you out of the game, there's not much you can do about that, right?
Right, and you know, it's funny. These drones are carbon fiber, and he actually 3D prints these things.
Wow, that's a printer.
Yeah, he 3D prints the parts to make these drones.
Yes. Wow. So, and like Tom said, I think there's a 7-foot wingspan, about a 7-foot wingspan. The propellers on them, I didn't look at the size of them, but they look well over 15 inches easy. Maybe in a 20-inch parameter. I have to look over the specs.
The aircraft has a great deal of glidability, so before it even gets close to the ground, they're basically shutting down those props, and she's gliding in the rest of the way. You know, there's a lot of lift on that aircraft with a 7-foot wingspan, I would say.
Yeah, I would imagine that it would be very floaty.
Yeah.
Can't land anywhere.
The top pops open on that, and the little box inside has the content to take out the little thing. You pop the box back in, and you hit the button, and it goes back to where it came from.
Right. So, Stevie, to answer yours, it can't land everywhere. It can actually take off an extremely short distance because of that dual boom horizontal stabilizer in the rear.
Right.
And then it's got twin verticals. So it can get lift like real quick.
But what about if you're gliding in? It has to be a particular spot, because if you're gliding in, you need that space to land.
Well,
unless you're coming straight down on the props.
No. Remember, we're talking about rural, really out there.
It would have to be, yeah.
So we do have to worry about mountains and peaks. We don't have to worry about skyscrapers.
Yeah.
A lot of manned aircraft, so to speak, right?
Right.
So, that's something to consider there. But there's more companies out there too. They're growing by leaps and bounds. There's companies in India doing this. There's, of course, there's a ton of Chinese companies out there that are also breaking into this long duration flight, which really, when you come to think of it, is connecting the world. So,
it is.
From a medical standpoint, it's amazing.
From what I understand, some of them are using Lion battery technology. But those of you who know, in FPV, we use LiPos, which are like very bottom scale, fast discharge batteries that are very unstable. But these Lion batteries and the Lion battery technology is coming over to FPV, because I just purchased a drone that gets a 30-minute flight time off of one battery. And it's a Lion battery. So now the world of FPV can stay in the air. Some FPV birds can stay in the air for 30 minutes. From what I've seen on the test, like I said, I just ordered it. I ordered one battery. The purpose of these Lion batteries is I take 12, 15, 20 batteries with me to go fly. Now, with this new drone that I'm getting tomorrow that operates on a Lion battery as well as LiPo, these Lion batteries are guaranteed to give this bird 30 minutes, depending on how aggressive you fly.
Wow.
Mhm.
Well, the world of batteries is
these
changing.
Lion batteries are the technology that FPV, a lot of people that wanted to get an FPV were worried about not having to buy 1,000 batteries, not having to carry 20 batteries. 20 batteries is the weight of a 3-year-old. At least that's what it feels like with the FPV stuff and the rest of the stuff in my backpack. I feel like I'm carrying a small child on my back, and it's a fat one.
So by the time I get into it, we'll have everything straightened out, right? With like 3 batteries, like a regular camera drone.
Well, this
By the
is
time
the
I get
deal. Well, check this out. With this one bird, it's a 4-inch bird. It's a little bit bigger than this one here. This is a 3-inch, all right? But with a 4, that's a 5, so about mid-size, about that big.
But the battery technology is gonna jump,
Well,
because
check this
everybody's
out.
having
It
problems with batteries.
It is because that one drone, I brought 2 batteries. That gives me an hour flying time.
Yeah,
Just those
cool.
2 batteries. So
well, that's the key to all of this, right? Is the battery technology. The more power you can fit into the smaller space means you can pack a ton of energy. But again, you have to make sure, the charging capability comes with it.
Yes.
This is battery number 4 for the Mavic Air 2. Now
Are you
imagine
serious?
the Mavic Air 2 stays in the air the longest out of all of them. And I bought a 4th battery because the last couple of times we went out flying, we literally came back home like 12 o'clock from a sunrise flight. Like with battery care, you got to let it cool off before you charge it. So even though my truck is right there, I still got to wait for the cycle, feel it, make sure it's cool. And since it's been cold in the mornings, I just leave all the windows open on the truck and just put it on the center.
I'm sorry, I was in another window. I didn't see the chat.
And so I ended up charging 2 batteries fully and flying the other 2 batteries with the original 3. So imagine I bought the 4th because it doesn't happen all the time. Sometimes I fly 2 batteries and I'm out of there. But lately I've been flying so much that I had to buy a 4th battery just so I don't have to, just cut down on the cycle, waiting for it to cool off, charging it.
That's understandable because you take your time. You like to set up your shots. It's not like the average drone. We're not the average drone pilots in the simple sense that before we even take off, we're already scoping our flight path if we don't already know it before we get there.
Exactly.
Right?
Yeah.
Now, as far as other drone pilots, some people are the quicker they could get it up in the air to go towards this bridge. Oh, wow, there's a boat. Oh, there's a tree. There's a dog. We were all like that at one time. We were all like that at one time. That's why we can laugh about it.
Of course.
Oh yeah.
But
well, I mean, how do you know that that's what they're actually doing?
Yeah.
Because I've been there, done that.
Most. Let's say most.
Because
most people, when you first get a drone, you could
actually still, because the average Joe that's flying can still probably do that. It's probably still doing that, and it's
I see where Herman's going.
Okay, but you would never know that.
Sean from Geeksvana said, there's big changes coming in 2021, and Sean, you're right on the money.
Listen,
I agree. Logan Carpenter, how are you?
You got flow technologies, you got all kinds of gravity type of technologies coming out that are really going to change.
You're talking about gravity. Don't even mention
cobalt,
the magnetic trains that they're trying to introduce.
Maglev, yeah. But Maglev's been around for a while. It's just we always wait too long to embrace certain things here.
I know.
Vaughn is right about the battery thing.
Imagine an on-time train system here in the U.S. That would revolutionize everything.
I'm glad you
You're
said
asking for a
U.S.
lot. You're
I'm
asking
glad
for a
you
lot.
said U.S. because if you had just said New York, I had to start laughing.
Oh, no. The entire U.S. is screwed when it comes to light rail. Okay. I mean, you go to Europe, everything, it's on time. They are so methodical about that. Now, as you know, what's happening with the technology is the storage capability of these batteries is going to grow exponentially.
Not only
Joe was
that,
just talking about it in the chat. He was
I
saying
just,
electric cars. Where is it? He's saying electric car industry is pushing battery tech, and I was just
They
pointing
have
out
to.
Tesla
time.
is,
Well, it has to.
and Tesla now. Before, when you got a smart home or you got solar put on your home, the problem was the battery technology. Well, now Tesla has the battery technology that stands, if I remember,
I read the
I'm
article.
going to go to the page, but
They
Tesla
changed.
has solved the battery problem for
Yeah.
solar
Oh, it's
power.
for storage.
They changed the way they put the layers inside the battery, and they also removed a component that comes from countries that gather this material illegally. You know, they have those mines in Africa that they doing it all. You know, they have slave labor. Is it cobalt or something like that? They removed it. They removed it, and they changed the way they layer the inside of the battery. I saw a whole article on it. It interests me so much that I found it on YouTube and I listened to the whole thing. It was like a 1 hour video about how they changed the whole battery, and they got more out of the battery just by making changes within it.
In the structure of the battery.
Density, flow. Even, I mean, when you're talking down to the
this is it
electron
right here.
level. Okay.
This is what the battery looks like. Tesla installed 4 of these into a 3-story home that had 18 rooms.
You can buy them today.
The measurements, I can't now. Of course, this is $3,891.
Oh, they go up to 12 grand.
The power that
this
thing is pushing out is
You're selling energy back. You're selling energy back to the utility company.
Yes.
Okay. If you're smart about it. Look, the discussions before around batteries, usurping gasoline or fossil fuels was always over distance anxiety, right?
Yeah.
You couldn't. Oh man, my battery. Remember the first Leaf? It could get you 75 miles. Okay. That's as far as the Leaf could get you in distance. And now, if you look at Teslas are around 3 and change. In fact, they're even going higher. And so, what does a conventional fossil fuel vehicle get these days? 250 to 300. I would be and when you can add in, remember how when they finally went and you had a hybrid car, so you didn't have to worry so much. You always had a little bit of gasoline, but they really are going to be less and less hybrid cars built, and they're going to be pure electric.
The battery tech has advanced leaps and bounds in the last 2 years.
Have you ever stepped on the accelerator in a Tesla?
No, but I've seen them accelerate.
Okay,
so those things. If you're not sitting back in your chair, you could knock yourself out.
The immediate surge of power is incredible. The other thing you got to think about is, where is all that weight? It's all at the lowest point for the center of gravity.
To keep the car level.
So if you're talking about a sticky vehicle, Tesla is definitely a sticky vehicle.
Yeah. I doubt very much you'll see any flip overs now. You'll see tons of fires, but you won't see many flip overs.
Well, you know what? That comes with anything else. Until you baffle tanks, until you put vapor arresters on gasoline tanks.
Yeah.
Okay. Yep. What was it? Vega or Pinto? That's a trivia question, guys. Which one blew up?
On what happened?
Pinto?
Well, the Mustangs with the drop-in tank still do.
Pinto, it was the Pinto, the Gremlin, I remember cars
Well,
that
the Gremlin
exploded on
wasn't too bad
impact.
with the gas tank design. Usually you would go through a gas tank in one ownership. But the Pinto, if you rear-ended a Pinto, you were sure to have a 4th of July of your own.
Well, it's Logan Carpenter, he was saying if you park your car, it can park your car. There's a device or an app that Tesla has that can park your car.
Oh,
I
yeah.
did see a commercial where the car lane was too thin and the lady actually got out of a
Hyundai.
car and drove her
Hyundai.
car in.
A lot of cars are doing that though.
That's a Hyundai also. That ad is a Hyundai.
Okay.
That's a Hyundai Sonata. You push a button and it backs out of the spot for you.
Doing that now.
Okay.
What happened?
A lot of cars are doing that now.
Yeah.
They're all doing that now.
Yeah.
The technology is going in the direction it should have been going in years ago. But like
you have
Tom said earlier, we're always late to do stuff.
Yeah, the only problem with that is that when you put it into a tight spot, those two yokels get back before you. They don't have the same technology.
No, they never do.
Same thing you were trying to avoid is happening to your doors.
True. Well, I wanted to go into the title of the chat, which we were I was killing time till, but we carried on a little bit. But this is the topic here.
Which one?
Do they make
to talk about, and it has to do with the police in Australia. And I say the police, they say the Australian force equips motorcycles with drones.
Can you show the image?
Huh?
Can you show the image of that motorcycle, that Beamer with the?
Not yet.
Okay, come on, man.
Not yet.
I want one.
Tom, the GPS system on this thing should be able to tell where you are within millimeters.
It's an RTK. It's a Phantom 4 RTK.
Okay, well, here, I'll go into the story. I'll talk about the story because I have most of it memorized, so you guys can see the picture here. But the Australian police force says that when there's a major car accident, first they started out by saying whenever someone gets shot, you have multiple detectives there doing all kinds of forensics and taking over the crime scene. But when there's a vehicle crash, usually the police can't get to it because there's so many cars and people around.
Right.
So Australia's decided to equip their forensics or crash unit officers on a motorcycle and with a drone. And by doing this, not only can they get to the crash site
I want one of
the
those
motorcycles, but now they have a drone to do that aerial surveillance instead of waiting for a helicopter to get there. Now, what happened?
Well, what I can tell you with that is, Lawrence, if with the vehicles in place where they are, with the drone up in the air before the crime scene is crowded, that drone can get the shots and map out that area so they can get a
exactly, and that's the reason
with the skid marks on the ground of how that accident actually took place,
aka accident reconstruction,
and thus the reason for. Now, the best part of the story is they said, well, you have police officers using motorcycles, but for the particular forensic crash unit, they had to teach all of their crash unit employees first how to ride a motorcycle, which is challenging if you've never been on one before, and then second, how to fly a drone and know what they're doing. So once they were able to pass this little task, the ability to get to a crash scene and get as much information you can and get out is much faster than the old way of doing it. I just thought it was an interesting story. The problem is I closed down the wrong freaking window. So now I have to go to where I sent it to. Oh, wait a minute. I have a bookmark.
They got to open up highways, right? They want to open up those roads as quickly as possible.
Yes.
So when this officer can get in, this is a forensic specialist.
Yes.
When they can get into the scene, they can quickly put the bird up in the air. With RTK, you have very, very precise information. You can collect that. They're using Pix 4D.
Yep.
Yep. So they're mapping it out. They're collecting all that, and they're bringing it back home, and they rebuild the entire scene.
Yeah.
And they move on from there, whether it's additional safety protocol to be put in place, or there's liability against an operator. You know, those things they deal with after the fact.
Yeah, they could.
But they collect that data
whole
and they get
scene.
the road
Yeah.
open.
Well, they're saying right now
road
in the article, I scrolled down. I didn't go down as far, but they're saying when DJI released the Phantom 4 RTK in 2018, we found that our measurements on the ground were coming in bang on to the process data from Pix 4D.
It's an
And
amazing aircraft.
they're claiming that they're getting within inches of everything.
It's
Well, see,
a
but that's
couple of
what I was
centimeters.
telling you
Couple of
about that
centimeters,
camera, Lawrence. That's what I was telling you about that camera. A lot of it has to do with the focal length point on that camera.
That 1-inch sensor on the Phantom 4 Pro is no
that
joke.
1-inch Sony CMOS sensor. It's on point.
And you know what?
It's just
Herman, I've just taken over the live stream. I've just taken over my own live stream, and this is the Phantom 4 crew, because all of us own Phantom 4 Pros.
Yeah, the sensor, the focal length of that camera lens, it is. You know,
evening.
Sweet bird.
Well,
so guys, if you really want to put this into what it is, it's accuracy is within 1 point. Let me see. Hold on 1 second. 1.2 centimeter relative horizontal accuracy, and 3.65 centimeters in linear. That's all less than an inch, by the way.
Yeah.
Way
That's
less than an inch.
Remarkable accuracy. And on what bird? The Phantom 4 Pro.
We're using real-time kinematics. Okay, let's not discount science here. Okay.
Oh, yeah.
So, but do you imagine a person doing that process manually? How many mistakes they would make? You just have the drone go up, document
just
the
think
scene,
about
and keep it
lost
moving.
revenue of that roadway staying closed.
Well, right. And this was the main purpose for doing it, Tom. You're 100%
Remember,
correct.
nothing gets done because it's the right thing to do. Let's be honest.
In fact, Stevie,
right?
what the
so
idea?
There's an offset here.
What the idea is, Stevie, before they were putting their crash units on motorcycles with drones, it was taking 10 to 12 hours to clear that road and do a forensics test. You had to call in a helicopter. You had to clear the airway. There were so many things that you had to do. 10, 12 hours is a lot of time to have a main artery or a highway or road shut down.
Well, you know, you got men on the ground doing measurements and stuff.
Yeah,
like
exactly.
That.
I've seen that before.
Whereas
with the little stick with a wheel.
The wheel for years.
The stick in the wheel. They measuring the skid mark. And,
we have forensic.
Take the pictures, Pix 4D, and put it all together, and you.
It makes sense. It makes sense. It's great.
It's great. Car that's got tires that don't make skid marks. It's got you.
What were you saying, Tom?
It's there. Like most large departments have major forensics units. We have one. Okay. Anything painted red and white can't help but bumping into other things while they're out there. Okay. So, you know, there's out of the safety bureau, out of the safety division, that's where they do the crash investigations. And they now call in the drone team to assist them on the major accidents.
Now they've been doing it. I actually saw a highway patrolman with the Mavic Pro controller in his hand. I didn't know where the drone was because he was on the highway. Okay, he was
he got trained out of Tarot.
Tom, he was actually just standing there looking down the highway. So I'm like, well, what was he doing with it? But the fact that they're using them more and more.
Well, those are the new ones with the radar. It can, it can track your speed, so they can.
Now, see,
I'm only kidding. Not yet. No, he's not doing that. He's not doing that. No.
I can't think of anything.
You know, it's funny. There was talk about that.
Yeah.
I mean, they could do it. Obviously,
they could do it from a helicopter.
They got the pole. They just put on the hole with a thing.
No, all you got to do is have two. You have to set up two finite points, measure across those points. You can automatic, but you basically think about it. All you got to do is build an app for it. You build an app for it.
Yeah, but you don't
You build an app for it.
have to do it.
You build an app for it. You build an app for it. You build an app for it. You build an app for it. You build an app for it. You build an app for it. You build an app for it. You build an app for it. You build an app for it. You build an app for it. You build an app for it. You build an app for it. You build an app for it. You build an app for it. You build an app for it. You build an app for it. You build an app for it. You build an app for it. You build an app for it. You build an app for it. You build an app for it. You build an app for it. You build an app for it. You build an app for it. You build an app for it. You build an app for it. You build an app for it. You build an app for it. You build an app for it. You build an app for it. You build an app for it. You bui
You don't even need it because
the Civil Liberty Union will talk about distracted drivers, and you're flying that thing up.
What, looking up at the sky? That was already settled. That was case law years and years ago. If you've ever driven on long stretches of road where you see speed limit so-and-so, tracked by air. Okay? So, or tracked by upstate. You go upstate, it says on plenty of stretches of 84 and even 87, it says speed tracked by aircraft.
Mm-hmm.
But you know, it's unnecessary because they put the speed traps all over. They just
ABQ?
put a pole.
How
They
are
just
you?
put a pole up with the speed trap.
That's all they got to do now, Steve.
Yeah, they don't need a drone. They don't need a person manning anything. I know so many people getting tickets all over the city. They just putting these traps everywhere. Everywhere.
And you know what? You know what? It's pretty funny where they put them too, because I'm over here in Glendale, Queens, and we have two underpasses. We have the Union, underpass, and then we have the Cooper Avenue underpass.
Right.
And they put them on the other side of the.
So when you come out of it, when you come out of the tunnel,
you're already in that downhill slide coming up, and they get you 4 miles over the speed limit. Okay, it can be adjusted anywhere between 4 and 6 miles over the speed limit. Okay, so you see that flash of light.
You know what they're doing?
You got to kiss a Grant goodbye.
And you know what they're doing is, you see that trap. That's a usual spot where people are going faster than the speed limit. They know all those spots. So instead of keeping a cop car there, they're putting that speed trap there. They're putting the speed traps at all the hot spots that are they on 233rd.
Not the hot spots for safety. The hot spots
they're making
for
money.
Revenue.
They making money. That's all it is.
You just you see that flash of light, you just got your picture taken for President Grant.
But Stevie and Tom, if you remember, there was a time before they got heavy into these stoplights. If you remember, maybe about 2 years back, you were seeing green boxes with black lines across.
Oh, that's been going
cars.
on. Yeah, that's
they were doing logistics back then.
Those are
traffic
engineers.
of cars and
they're doing the counts. They're doing the counts.
But also now keep in mind, the same device that counts also registers speed, because the time that it takes they can tell it's spacing between a truck, between a car, a motorcycle, because of the tire pressure but
they also
for years.
They also use to allocate money to certain places because they have higher traffic. And you go anywhere in the Bronx.
Let me tell you how good the technology is, though.
I don't know what
when you talk about the camera technology that's in these boxes. In my bureau, we've gotten plenty of these tickets, and the operators are responsible unless they're on an emergency run or something like that. Right. A couple of the vehicles had license plates where you got to push down the license plate in order to gas it, or they covered up the license plate with something, that maybe stuck out of the trunk.
Yes, they made it illegal. They actually had a spray
they caught that. But we have something, Off-Fleet Services puts a little registry number. I think the font is maybe an inch tall. It's down on the lower bumper. So it usually starts with say for an ambulance, FA 20 and then a 3-digit number. So FA is Ford Ambulance. The contract year was 2020, and this is the number, right? Well, when the speed camera came back, and the photos on the page, they said no plate identified, but vehicle registry, see here. And right away, fire department got the ticket. Okay.
Wow.
So, they're getting money out of everybody's pocket.
They are because they've actually found a way to get past those plates. You can put at one time.
Remember
there was a
reflective
spray, and there was a reflective plate you could put over your plate.
It was a plastic plate with microscribes across it.
Yes.
So when the light hit it, it would diffuse the light, right?
And scatter.
And that's actually a moving violation.
JSK, do they still have speed cameras in New York? Dude, they're popping up like Chinese food joints around here and liquor stores. Now, how many Chinese food joints and liquor stores are there in New York? Because they're popping up about that frequent.
They
I
have
hate to say
more
it.
than ever. More
I
than
hate
ever.
to say it. Every time I look, there's a new one. And if you're not if you don't have Waze in your car, you're not going to know how to travel throughout the city. I know a guy who, well, my boss I work part-time for, he has to keep Waze on because he drives all day. And he'll be like, look, here's a new camera right here. And he put, because Waze shows them and lets you know, but not so you can avoid it. It's letting you know, hey, they're not tolerating speeding through certain neighborhoods. And then I know where there are certain neighborhoods where people speed where there are none. So I don't know how they're doing it demographically.
They're
but
not
Ajax and
having it.
RC.
They're not having it in the low income neighborhoods, bro. Because I get the tickets in Harlem, in the Bronx. I don't get them anywhere else. Like I tell you,
That
I
was
don't
the
know how
point
they.
I was trying to
Yeah,
make.
yeah, yeah.
That was the point I was trying to make.
I
And
don't.
in the neighborhoods that have $500,000 homes, $2 million homes, where they speed through and hit little kids crossing the streets, they don't have them in places like that. But they have them where there's a liquor store or a Chinese restaurant. And with that, I'll leave it at that.
All right. Next subject. Next subject.
Okay, I got a good one for you. Hold on. We've heard rumors about the Mini 2 coming out. But those of you that want to put your hand on something pretty cheap, Amazon Prime Days is coming up, and they made a deal with DJI. They're going to let the Mavic Mini Fly More combo go for $399.
Wow.
Oh, interesting.
So if maybe you're not looking for yourself, but you're looking for a pretty phenomenal holiday gift for somebody just getting into it, that might be a good proposition there. So
Get them in the game.
$399 Fly More combos, not a bad thing with the multi-charger, the case, right? Okay, the extra batteries, which
good.
you know,
It's
the day
not,
you buy a
it's
drone,
not. That would be the
batteries will
optimum.
never be
That
lonely.
would be the optimum starter kit, because
Absolutely.
I was flying down at Fort Tilden. I've been flying there for the last 2 weeks, and I actually had a gentleman that came up to me and said his family gave him this $1,000 drone and he never opened up the box. So I pulled up the picture of a Maverick Pro, and he said they gave it to him years ago. He said he never opened the box because it was technology. And to make a long story short, he was asking me what drone should he get, and I was like, "Is this the one?" And I showed him, "Is this the drone that you have?" And he was like, "Yes." I was like, "Well, this drone is better than what I was going to tell you to get to learn how to start with." Because at the age he is, he just leaving an auto. He says, "I'll probably just go straight up in the air and look around." I said, "That's what most people do, except they take pictures." And he's a retired photographer. So now he wants me to show
Maybe
him
it
how to
sparks
fly.
something. Yeah.
Right. It re-sparked something in his life.
Yeah.
And he wants to start flying a drone. He wants me to show him how to start flying, which is incredible. I wish somebody could give me a daggone drone and I can just leave it in a box for years.
Right.
Impossible, right?
So there's a site out there, Stevie, called photoenforced.com. Okay. And if you saw, I mean, the 5 boroughs in New York City look like a gumball machine. Okay. a recently stocked gumball machine.
Well, it's funny you say that, because I want to show, I'm going to zoom into New York. I'm going to try and pull up
502 red light
Hold
cams.
on. I'm just going to click the button that says cameras near me. Hold on. Let's see.
Oh, you gotta be lit up with cameras over there.
Oh, wait a minute. They want you to go to this site and do cameras near me.
They want you to make an account, put your government name, social security card.
Yeah. We're not doing that. We're not doing that. All right. See, they messed up. Well, hold on. They messed up. They gave me access to the map, so I'm going to do it this way. All right. And you wanted to know if we still had lights in New York? See these dots? You see these dots? Okay. Wow. I live down here.
You got a few.
I literally live down here. These are all over Manhattan, Brooklyn, and it's quite extensive. So if you want to know if we have stoplight cameras in New York, all of them going out to Long Island, and it's growing like a plague.
Go up to Westchester. Let me see.
Westchester,
Go up a
let's see.
little.
Let's go. Let's zoom out. Mount Kisco.
None.
None.
Yeah. Well,
We doing 100.
Chappaqua? There are none over in Chappaqua? None?
There's in Yonkers. I know they're in Yonkers. I see Yonkers
Yeah, yeah.
right there.
Yeah, I see all
Yes,
the red.
I got
in
caught by
fact,
one in Yonkers.
This is where, yes, in White Plains, yes, this is
Yeah.
where those are, because that's a busy city and there's a lot of cars
See,
over there.
when you guys come up for the foliage, you could do 100.
Yeah. Well, you know what?
Look at Manhattan Island alone. This is Manhattan Island.
Look at
It
that.
looks
Every
like a
block. Every block. Look at
That's
that.
what it looks
so-
like, right?
Now you have red light cams. Okay. You
And
got
speeding
speed cams.
cameras.
You got
Oh.
bus lane cams.
Oh, yes,
You
yes,
got-
yeah.
You got toll cams. And if you've ever seen the little cameras that are on the cross
on a
member
stick. They're on
to
a
the
pole. They're
traffic
about
lights,
this big. Yes.
okay, they're not flashing or anything. Your license plate is being tracked. Okay.
Of course.
So there's no way you're going today.
I just wanted to show
Okay.
Tom real quick. It shows live camera videos right now, 550, red light cams, 357, speed cams, 190, license plate camera, 24, cam removed. They only remove 18.
But
But
listen, we take a
They're
screenshot of that and look at that again by Christmas. Those numbers will double. They'll put more of those things up.
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely.
Those
Yeah.
numbers will double because they need
Well,
to
wait
make
a
money,
second, Stevie.
especially
There'll be
with
one
all
on-
the city prom.
With the way the budget's going, the city
Yeah.
will put one on every other corner, man.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay. They'll try to make up for that $9
well,
billion
Tom,
deficit.
they actually
Yeah.
got slick out here where I live in Queens. There's one street where it's known people have damaged the camera. They came back and reinstalled another camera system that could not be damaged. So now it's known that because people were vandalizing this particular camera. So what they did was that camera is right here, and maybe about 2.5, 3 blocks down on the same side of the block, they set up another camera because as soon as people pass this one, they start speeding again. So
Yeah,
now
but do
they
you
get
realize
caught
they
by the
also
second
set up-
camera?
They set up cameras to watch for vandalism of cameras. So
Yes.
over here on Union Turnpike, right off of Woodhaven Boulevard, those that are familiar with the area. But I'm saying this for everybody who's on right now, because the lengths that some people will go to help out their neighbors. Somebody actually, it's on an underpass right before you get to Woodhaven Boulevard, coming out of Forest Hills, big Stop and Shop over there. And somebody actually must have stepped into the street. And it's a pretty active
ABQ,
street
Tom,
with a can of spray paint and sprayed camera coming on the roadway.
I'm
with yellow
misunderstanding.
traffic paint.
I'm misunderstanding this, ABQ. It's please light up Tom's butt. I want to give him the referral for a bike so he can get $50. What the fuck is that? I'm misunderstanding.
Oh, I
can
don't know.
eat-
I already got my bikes.
Oh, here. Oh, it's going to call it to Tom's attention. He already ordered the bikes and he got one already. He's waiting for
I
the
got
second
both
one.
bikes. Got both bikes. Both arrived, and we've taken several rides. So we went up to Croton Dam yesterday, but Stevie missed the gang up there.
Oh
couple
yeah.
of
How
flyers
did
up
that
there.
turn out? Billy Kyle was there. Ken Dono. Who else was there?
That's
Stevie,
it.
Eddie.
Some of the locals.
Oh yeah,
Jose.
Eddie Nunez.
Eddie.
Nunez
I spoke
was
to
up
Eddie.
there. I think Courtney Darlington. I don't know.
Easy. Easy was
Easy.
there.
Easy was up there.
Easy was
Okay.
there.
Jose Vargas.
Okay.
Jose
All
was
right.
there. Yeah. I
Ken-
never met
Ken
Jose
posted
before
a
that day.
FPV run.
Yeah, I was there. I
Yeah,
saw it.
Ken posted an FPV run through the dam itself. So
Yeah. Now it was pretty cool. And in my review, because I never really spoke to any of them before, besides the locals. Even Vargas.
Tom, he's saying if you refer him, you'll get a $50 gift card for referring him, Tom.
Absolutely.
that's
I can
what
help
he's
you with
saying.
that. You're talking about Rad Power Bikes. Yep.
Yes.
I'll send you.
Oh, he needs a plug.
He needs a plug.
He needs a plug. To give him a plug, you guys. Hey,
I got
Alex
it. You know what it
Delano.
is? Yeah, you know what it is, ABQ. I got to go up to my invoice and get my referral code. Okay. So I will definitely do that. If you're going to join us on Wednesday, kick the can
Yeah,
again
hit
and
up
remind me,
Herman.
and I'll
Hit up
send you that
Flight
referral
101 on
code.
Wednesday, and you guys can exchange that information
Yeah,
via email or however.
Yep.
But that'll give Tom a few days to look up his referral code, and he'll get $50, and you'll
There
get
we go.
you'll
Yeah.
get a referral.
You get a
and
$50 gift card. You get
a
50
better
bucks
deal on a
off,
bike.
but they'll give you another $100 off, I believe, just for buying the bike right now.
Okay.
I'll tell you, the things are built like a tank.
Look at that.
But they're also heavy, so just keep that in mind.
Yeah.
Figure out how you're going to get them from here to there if you're not going to ride them from here to there. So we wound up buying foldables. Okay. The batteries itself, I bought like a tool bag just to carry the batteries into the house from the bikes. Okay. That's about 20 pounds worth of batteries right there for the 2 bikes. But the technology is amazing. I mean, it's a game changer as far as I'm concerned. It's going to help me and my bride get a lot deeper into nature as far as getting up some of these trails and stuff. We went up, Stevie, we parked in the lower parking lot, and then we took, the switchback trail all the way up. And it was like nothing, man. And then we came back down and we took the river trail the other way.
It actually on Phantom Flight
really
101's
nice.
channel on Wednesday at 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time.
The
Herman,
wife got the Rad Mini step through.
Type in the chat, Herman. So if you don't have Herman, he's gonna, as a friend, Phantom Flight 101, subscribe and click the bell. Wednesday, 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Every Sunday, 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time.
Absolutely.
We are on. Usually, I mean,
Yeah. So ABQ says he's got to sell his 5th wheel first. I understand that. Basically, we looked at getting these because we're looking to pick up an RV at some point in the very near future. And we didn't want something we had to drive and then tow a vehicle, flat a vehicle behind us everywhere. Kind of takes the fun out of it. And then, it kind of limits who's driving also. So I didn't want to do that.
So you could build a hatch in the back of the RV and just come out the back, go see town.
Well, we actually found
flying out like Batman, right?
Batman and Robin.
You know what it is? When you go across this country and there's so much forestry land you're allowed to camp on, you come out and these trails are just spectacular.
Yeah.
Okay. It's like, and if you go to these RV parks, a lot of these RV parks, they rent golf carts because the RV parks are pretty large and to get around. Right. But again, with the e-bikes, we don't need that. Okay. We got racks on the back if we need it. I carry in my bike rack bag, I carry a Nikon Z6, a Mavic Mini. Okay. An Insta 360, 1R. And I'm going to start wearing my Osmo Action on a chest strap. So I figured I'd do some trail adventures and maybe get some active tracking in there with maybe the Mavic 2 Pro. Gonna play around.
What's good? Is this the e-bike traffic comm channel? No.
I plan on using my drone.
ABQ is looking to get an e-bike and he can get a referral from Tom. So that's what they were discussing. You're gonna have to watch the replay to see what they were talking about.
Okay, those guys are pretty diverse. Okay.
Yeah. We go all over the place.
We go all over.
We can chew gum and walk at the same time.
I'm sorry, guys. We're all in the same boat. When it comes to technology, we can't help ourselves. Okay.
Yeah.
It's funny. I was talking to Eddie today, and if Eddie's listening, just say hi. But it's funny because Eddie's got 2 beautiful e-bikes, but they're difficult to transport. So Eddie's now trying to prime the wife for a pickup truck. Okay. So one thing always leads into something else here.
Yeah.
Okay.
But see, that's why you got to do these reviews so other people know.
Yeah.
Well, you got to do a review. Keep in mind that you need this, you need that.
I appreciate the reviews, the unboxings and assembly videos and stuff like that, because I look for the traps, what works, what doesn't. And hearing people do, honest reviews and, You know, I appreciate a lot of them when they come out and go, yeah, I got sent this, but you know, those good reviews, man, have saved me bundles of money.
Yeah.
Okay.
And you know what I find? You got to get these guys that don't have the 20, 30,000 followers. You know, the guys that don't get it for free, the guys that actually bought the
little
items.
guys, the little
you got to
guys.
get the regular guys that bought it and they're not sponsored by it. And you get those real deal reviews like, this is cool, but nobody mentions this, you know?
Well, those are actually the guys that you look at before you buy an item anyway.
Yep.
When you go on Amazon and stuff like that, those are the people who leave the reviews. You know, and you look on all those different shopping things, you know, people who left the review and who was there, who visited the places. The average Joe is the guy you're listening to.
Yep. I'm always late to the game because the first guys that do the reviews are usually the ones that get it early and they sponsor. I don't listen to none. I mean, I watch it just to see what's going on, but I wait 6 months after or so, and I catch a couple of the small guys doing a real deal review. And even at that time, if somebody I know has it, and I get to hang out with them and see what's the real deal before I purchase it. But I'm always late to the game. I'm not an impulse shopper. You know, I get amped up like everybody, but I pump my brakes and I put it on the wish list and I wait till I really get the information.
You want to know why that's good, Tommy? Tom and everyone in the chat, because we all know him. And I'm not saying this to be funny, but we know of a drone pilot who brought a scooter. You know, one of the little scooters you get on, e-scooters, and broke his collarbone and immediately sold it.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, now this same individual just posted the other day, it shipped another scooter.
Oh, man.
It's hard,
but this time he ordered it with the football shoulder pads.
With the football.
Look. If I were 20, if I were 20 years old, I'd be one wheeling. Okay.
Yeah, I agree.
I got hats off to.
I think those are so cool.
To Jose Vargas. Okay. Hats off to Paul Stallone. Okay, these are guys in Clyde Borough. These are one wheelers, and believe me, guys, they're not in their 20s. Okay.
Yeah, much respect is a one wheeler. I think he's in his 20s, 30s. Late 20s, early 30s, and he rides. I noticed the other day a one wheeler.
Well, what funny because if you go, Big Matt, Big Matt buying a boosted board or something, or
he's got a boosted board with ATV wheels on it.
Yeah.
Now I know for a fact Matt is big. He's like 6'4", 6'5". And
6'6".
If he can, whatever he is, if he can get on one of these e-boards, I can get on one. My problem is, I don't fall well.
Dude.
He's 6'10".
Nobody that long falls well.
Dude, I don't have that X-Man blood anymore, dude. Okay? I got a scrape on my knee today because I hit a rut at Flushing Meadows. And you know me from motorcycle days.
Right there.
Hey, if I got to, I'm putting it down.
Yo, Matt, I sent you an invite, man.
Matt he's 6'10" on the board.
So I got a scrape on my knee. Now, when I was younger, this be gone in a week. I'm probably going to be looking at the scrape the end of next month. Okay, please.
With Neosporin on it.
Yeah. I did the whole bed.
With the Neosporin.
Man, I broke out my little bike first aid kit today. Okay, tell me I'm not out of control. Tell me I'm not out of control.
That's me because I got the young family. Right? I got medical kits in the truck, in my backpack. I got Band-Aids and all that.
So if you want to know whether I'm a geek or not, our helmets have intercoms between me and the wife,
which is understandable,
and we have turn signals and brake lights on our helmets. So you know, if you think we're out of control, there's no discussion there, right? It's a waste of time. Okay.
So you do the Top Gun talk. Bravo 1. Bravo 1. I'm at the bottom of the hill.
No, I'm like, where are you? I can't see you in my mirror. We'll catch up. Catch up.
Hold on, ABQ. I copied down your email and I muted the conversation so no one else would have it. Tom, I'm going to send it to you personally in the chat, in the Zoom chat. That's his email right there. Okay.
He said, yeah.
This way I deleted it ABQ so no one else could kind of copy it down just as fast.
Yeah.
You get it. I mean, not that we have malicious people in our
No, but
streams.
it's
There may
always
be a
better to
few
play it.
lurking, but that's okay. We welcome the lurkers as well. You
So
know, don't forget to click that like button, guys. Always remember, when you go into a live stream, click the like button. Then if you don't like the content, click the other one, but click something. Pretty
Just
much.
keep clicking till the thumb is up.
Yeah, keep clicking until the thumb flips up. But you're right, Tom. I have this habit. Everyone has this in their bedroom. There's always one corner of the bed that you hit continuously. Okay, and I have a metal frame bed, and you would think before I go to sleep at night, I push it. My wife and I, we have space battles. So I push the bed this way, she pushes the bed back. I push the bed this way, and a couple of nights I pushed the bed and came back from the bathroom, and it wasn't in the spot where I pushed it to, and I bashed the hell out of my head. So I know what you're talking about. You suffer there in pain, going, you know, for a while, and then you look at the bruise and say, well, that's going to be there for about a month.
Yeah, exactly.
That's going to be there for about two months.
Yeah. By the way, my wife is 4'11". She's got this much of the bed, and I got that much of the bed. Okay.
Yeah.
Me and the edge of my bed are have an intimate relationship. Okay.
I can balance on the edge like this.
Okay. Yes.
I've been balancing on the edge like this because if I move any further, I hit my head on the night table.
And
So I've learned to balance.
She can also fall asleep within 20 seconds. Okay.
Tom, they must.
And I'm
be
like,
related.
this is just not fair. This isn't right in life. There's nothing right about that in life. Okay.
Tom, I was telling, I think Herman or someone this the other day. I was saying one time she had asked me to, the commercial was on, and she said, when the commercial's over, wake me. It was a 30-second commercial.
Yeah.
30-second commercial, and she was out before the commercial was on.
Yeah. Amazing. It's amazing.
So I know what you're talking about. Yeah, I hacked my controller. My board goes about 45 now.
So wait a second. Terminal
Matt,
velocity.
you're asking to kill yourself.
Okay, 6.6 at 45 miles an hour. Okay,
that's like a deer moving across the highway. That's a deer moving across the highway, Tom.
Yeah, you're coming across that. You're coming across the hood of that car, just like a deer, Matt. Okay, just like a deer.
Said he's not getting up.
No. Yeah,
that's beyond the speed limit. That's why they slowed everything down.
He's gonna get one of those speeding tickets from the damn poles they put up.
You know what? You know, Stevie, you want to hear something funny?
The speed limit is 25.
But hold on, Stevie. You want to hear something funny? At one time, when they first started, this was years back. They first started with camera, the camera lights, the run lights.
Yeah.
The red light cameras. It was the early stages. I used to ride bicycle back then. And I noticed if I got up enough speed and went into the middle lane, the camera would flash. And every time I passed this light, I would get up enough speed, and of course the light would be changing, and I would get in the front lane and it would go flash, and I would turn around and wave. And I'm sure they got tired of taking my picture at least 15, 20 times. And then one time I went, and it never happened again. So
Mac is setting all of those off. He's setting all of those off.
Yeah, but I got
the sensitivity of it,
I got a ticket out on Long Island, turning off of Glen Cove Road onto Northern Boulevard East, right?
Okay.
And it's a right turn on red light after complete stop, right?
Right.
So the car in front of me stops. I stop behind him. He moves up a little. Now I'm up at the stop line almost, and I stop again because now he's timid about making his turn. He makes his turn. So now I see an opportunity, and I just go ahead and I make the turn. I got a ticket because I failed to come to a complete stop at a red light, and that was a camera-based ticket. That was get this now, $65 ticket with $100 Nassau County surcharge. Okay.
Wow, the surcharge.
And I'm like,
let me tell you,
I stopped, but yeah.
Let me tell you something. Now they've hooked them up in Long Island that if you're supposed to stop, Now, did you know you're supposed to stop for 3 to 4 seconds and
That's
then go?
what it is, right? It
If you don't
calculated.
stop
I
for that
only
3 to 4
stopped.
seconds, it's
I
considered
only stopped for
a stop and
1.2
roll.
seconds.
A
Over
rolling
Right.
stop.
on your
I
roll.
did not meet the minimum
You can't do
requirement
that.
in
Yep.
their book.
You didn't stop for 3 seconds, 3 to 4 seconds. That's exactly what it
You can't do
was.
that California roll and stop. You can't do that. You
It,
gotta
but I had a,
California roll.
again,
And only
changed
on
his
Long
mind
Island
at the
cameras
last
so
minute.
far.
Okay, but hey,
On Long
lesson
Island
learned.
cameras,
Another
though.
costly lesson learned.
Yeah.
That right there was a Mavic. I'm sorry, Mavic 2 battery right there.
My
I couldn't buy.
Tom, the reason I know about that is because my boss got a camera. He got his picture taken 3 weeks in a row. He cleans people's homes, right? So
Yeah.
at this one place, he would stop and go. You know, you stop, you look, you go. They take a picture.
Right.
Stop, look. So 4 weeks in a row, in that month, he got a camera picture taken once a week in that spot. And he's like, yo, they're targeting me. I'm like, dude, they're not. He found out that you have to stop for a complete 3 to 4 seconds before you can move. And traffic told him this. He said all of those pictures were legal,
Yeah.
according to them. So,
Yeah. A legal reach into your pocket.
Yep. Legally smack your hand. Big Matt said he's going to put a springboard on. He's going to springboard off the roof of a car. Could you imagine his big ass on a board coming off of a, if that didn't create an earthquake or snap the board.
He's going to see if he can generate a couple of tickets on the West Side Highway.
Hey,
Okay.
but I'm interested to see, are you a large enough target to make a red light camera go off? That's what I want to know.
Yeah. And Matt, please put a vest on with a nice, sweet message on the back of it. Yeah. Maybe it'll go viral when somebody at DOT gets
right.
it. Okay.
People are going to start renting out space on the back of that vest.
Yeah, that's right.
Roll it down the street on there.
For an advertisement,
but that's what I was trying to tell you before when you're talking about surveying the roads and stuff like that.
Yeah.
You know, that information is already there. It's already been collected for thousands and thousands of years. If you look, when they have billboard sites, they don't just put a billboard anywhere. They put a billboard.
Oh no, all of this is based upon actually, metrics, analyzing that data.
Analytics.
It's all big data. The analytics, there's companies like that out there, like Splunk. This company is enormous. They do data transgression. They do data analysis, right? I got big data. That's one of their slogans. Okay. They're amazing at what they can extrapolate out of what seems to be so obscure. It's just so many different levels of sources. Another big company out there, of course, is Esri. Esri is one of the largest players in the cartography, geospace, ARC GIS world.
I know a cheaper way of doing it for foot traffic.
Well, all of this stuff gets surveyed at incredible rates. You just imagine the amount of data that gets created from all of these sources. You look at NYPD when they put on the body cams, right? They already generated 800,000 hours of video.
Yeah.
Okay. So therefore they had to hire another, I think, 250 people just to be able to keep up with the rate of video review.
Not only that,
legally mandated.
The analytics have gone into the marketplaces. They have cameras that you could zone. You could zone on certain racks.
They see,
and now something moves. Now look at what they do. If a product moves a lot, they will take a product that doesn't move and put it next to it. They'll do analytics on stuff like that. They know the foot traffic in the stores. Everything is analytics, and it's worth millions. Facebook is doing it. Everybody's doing it.
That's what I was going to tell you. It's easy now because all you have to do is look for where there's a McDonald's. McDonald's does such heavy foot traffic research before they put a store there.
Yes, I remember reading that about McDonald's.
Tell me how it made sense.
You could just operate near them.
Well, tell me how it made sense, because some others might think this is ridiculous, but Starbucks in New York City had a couple of stores that were across diagonally across corners
Hey,
from each other.
Phenomena.
And some people would say, that's ridiculous. You got 2 Starbucks there. No, that was based on the foot traffic and the capacity and wait time analysis that they did at each of those Starbucks locations to determine they needed another one. Okay. And if you know anything about Starbucks, real estate is one of their big businesses too.
Yes.
Out here we have Dunkin' Donuts that are like
is.
3-4 blocks within one another.
Right. It's because of traffic patterns, right, Herman? And it's the analysis that's done with this. These
research.
They
do that research before they will even allow it to happen. That's what I said.
That's of course of doing business. It's a small price to pay.
The neighborhood has to fail before they fail. It's always going to make sure there's foot traffic.
Joe was put in the chat. Do you remember the movie Minority Report with Tom Cruise character?
Absolutely.
Walks in public, his eyes are scanned in ads and tailored to him. Well, if you think about a show, they're already doing it to you. If you have a streaming service or you're on a computer, if you notice, if you go to Amazon, Amazon does this. If you go to Amazon right now and type in eau de toilette and you find this stuff, okay?
Then when you go to Facebook.
And you go to any other site, just by typing it in Amazon, when you go to Facebook, you'll see advertisements.
The term for that, there's actually a term for that. It's called being in the hive.
Now
you are now in the hive. Okay.
You know what's the problem with that though? With some of those things like that, right? For instance, if you go and you look at something like on Amazon, you're interested in it, but you don't buy it right away, all your friends could jump on it and people that know you would jump all over it and buy it. And when you go to buy it, it's out of stock.
Yeah. It's
so,
true.
The data that's collected on you is enormous, man. You know, forget it, whether you have Alexa or Siri,
but I tell you,
use your bank card or no matter what you're doing today.
My Facebook, I don't like any companies. You know how you see your friends like Amazon, your friends like Best Buy. I don't like any of that stuff. I just post my stuff. I share my stuff and I get on.
But Stevie, if you shopped on Amazon, your shit's on Facebook.
Of course, because they advertise. If I look up a mountain bike on Amazon,
you know,
when I get on Facebook, you see all the bikes.
All I get on Facebook, Instagram, and all these other social media sites is FPV shit.
Yeah.
If I look for a receiver, I see commercial advertisements for receivers. If I look for frames, I see frames.
I mean, there's no avoiding it. But what I'm saying is I don't add to it. To me, you got to pay me if you want me to go the extra mile. Like, you know, when you purchase something from Amazon and then you get an email that says write a review on it. I will only write if you pay me. Like, my time is precious. You know what I'm saying? Not unless the thing is a complete junk. Not unless it's a complete junk. But to me, you taking this information, you taking this and you making your business stronger. Well, what am I getting out of it?
Something you just said, Stevie. I'll normally only write about a product when it pisses me off.
Like your batteries.
You know it, man. You know it. Okay? And don't set me on fire.
No. So anyway, let's talk about you didn't make it to the meetup.
Well, it wasn't so much as that. We, Eddie sprung it on me, and he said, what are you doing? They were going to the Palisades, okay? And after seeing, and Mikey from Philly, love the guy. He's a fucking loon. Okay, sorry, guys. He's off the hook, okay?
Where's Mikey? Where
is Mikey, by the way?
Somebody get him on the line.
But that shot of him and Ken, okay, swap and spit. No, they weren't. They were hugging. Okay. But it was the cast of characters. We were going up anyway to see my daughter. It's the last weekend at their campsite up in the Catskills. I wanted to look at some color too. So we figured we'd hit the trail there early. I wasn't too sure what time the guys were going up. It just didn't work out. That's all.
See,
because we still had another 2-hour drive above us.
My morning shift, the guys I usually fly sunrises with, they went all the way out. They went to Catskills like you were going.
Right.
And I wasn't really trying to invest that much time in going all the way up there unless I was going to get a room and sleep over and then wake up early. I didn't want to leave that house like 3 in the morning to sunrise and all that. So I wanted to do like, Northwest Chester, maybe a little higher, the border.
There wasn't a lot of color though yesterday, guys.
There wasn't.
It was
even the
still a
pictures
bit
I've
too
seen
green.
Yeah, I saw pictures coming from the Catskills the last couple of days. It's
Yeah, it
not even
started
that
looking
color.
good. But again, I
It's
didn't
getting
even
there.
think that was peak.
No,
when I
it's
was
not
up
peaked
there.
at all. And we
It
might
wasn't
miss.
peaked yet.
Yeah.
And so the map when you're checking your maps in your states for foliage changes like that, you should actually try to look for some images that are like super recent within the last day or two.
That's true. Because
before you invest the time in going out there.
It's not ready. It's not ready. So
no, well, listen, it's very true because I watch Channel 7 News in the morning and a bunch of other news stations, and they have a segment where they show the fall foliage, and they're usually over exaggerating what the fall foliage is.
What their idea.
Even the websites
and mine.
Even the websites are off. But anyway, I didn't want to invest in going to the Catskills. So I told my morning crew, like, you know what, I'm gonna bail from that. And I was talking to Eddie like late at night, late that night.
Hey, what's up, Rob?
It was late. Yeah, it was late last. Yeah,
it was late because I was talking to you too, and I was talking to you and him at the same time, and he was telling me about the Palisades, and I wasn't really feeling the Palisades because I had to do some things around that time. And my thing is, I usually do sunrise, and I'm home by 11, 12 o'clock. Right. They were talking about meeting at 1, 2, and I was like, wow. I jumped.
Did you wind up in Connecticut?
No, they invited me to Connecticut, but you know what? I went to
Connecticut. Yeah,
they went to New Haven. Eddie told me it was kind of flatlands and everything. It wasn't really much to.
Yeah, but they were flying this big tower there or something, and then followed up by some pizza and some.
I met up with them in the Croton Dam. That's where I caught up. With
Stevie, was there a guy there named Mel? Because he was telling me that he was going up to Connecticut tomorrow with a group of guys too that flew Camera Jones. And I was flying with him yesterday. And I'm interested to know if he knows Eddie or any of these guys.
I don't know. Connecticut was on the itinerary when they.
Yes, this guy Mel told me this weekend today. He said they were not today. Yesterday or the day before, he said he was supposed to go to Connecticut.
Well, what I'm saying is, I don't know that the Palisades was definitely on the itinerary. So was Croton, and then it was a crapshoot after that.
Right.
I don't think they had finite plans ever, or they never announced that I was aware of that they were going to Connecticut too until there.
I know they were asking Eddie if he was cool with it. He rocked. So I don't think that was the original plans. I don't know who threw Connecticut in the mix, like Tom is saying. But I know the Palisades. The Palisades was before Croton Dam. Croton Dam was cool with me, but Palisades didn't line up with my timing. And even the Croton Dam, I got there and I chilled, and everybody's super cool. Like I never met Billy before, and I never met Ken as well. So, and there was also other New York pilots there that I never met.
I flew with them at Teardrop probably almost a year and a half, 2 years ago. Over in Jersey, but
they were super cool, super down.
Oh yeah, good guys.
And me and Billy has some common things with the family.
It was a crapshoot, and they went to Mohegan Sun.
They
went to Mohegan Sun. I can guarantee you, Ken Dono said, "Hey, let's go see what they got inside."
So I hung out as long as I could at the dam. But the Connecticut thing, it wasn't really appealing to me, and I had other stuff going on, so I kind of bailed. They told me, "Hey, you want to come through," but
I saw Eddie today. Eddie was flying. He's got four FPVs now. He's flying over at Flushing, just getting feel. And he said there were several guys also that just showed up that he really didn't even know. So it was like. There were other people that were flying there too. He said,
"Right."
Oh,
Connecticut. The guy that I'm talking about.
No, at Croton.
Oh yeah, I didn't know some of the guys there. I knew Eddie.
Eddie said he doesn't think they were part of Five Borough. They were just
I know Easy. Obviously I know Easy, Eddie.
Yeah.
I don't know who the other guy. Oh, and that was the first time I met Jose. But I know him from Facebook, of course, and everything.
Right, from the site.
We support each other's posts and everything. So we were already like cool. But the other guys, I don't know who they were. So, but everybody was so cool, man, so down to earth. That's what I love about this community. You know, you got common, interests.
You share that common interest.
Yeah. So we all chilled out, and I'm definitely, Ken's channel, I definitely gonna find more time to support. I jump in the chats and stuff and show love when I can, but I definitely gonna put more effort into that.
He's got some skills there with that FPV, huh?
He's super down to earth, bigger than that. You know what I mean? Yeah.
So
and I appreciate that. Just like I said, I'm gonna find more time to show more support and do that for him. But yeah, he pulled out the DJI goggles and he just put that drone up, and I was trying to catch it with the camera, but he zipped under and he went around and
I saw that, I've been licking my lips too.
Yeah, he
he got busy over there, bro.
He's
hats off
for those of you that haven't tracked Ken. Original Dobo, of course, is his big YouTube channel, and he does a podcast called Drone Brews.
Brews on Wednesdays.
Yeah, Wednesday Drone night. Brews on Wednesdays. Eastern. Later, after those guys, later on that evening, he does the Drone Brews. Pretty funny. He gets a bunch of characters on there. And the one thing with Ken is there is no filter. So if he feels strongly about something, there will be no disclaimers. Tell you exactly what he thinks.
True.
You know?
This is true. He does.
But a good guy nonetheless. Plenty of chats with him on
Herman, 101 playbacks.
Yeah, so I shared that little clip of him landing the FPV. Just to keep it short and sweet.
That was you. Okay.
Yeah, I recorded
it's pretty dry though right now.
The dam slow. The dam is like that though. I was telling you guys last time when I filmed that video of the dam. Mm-hmm. One day I went there, it was rushing, like noise. It was full dam capacity.
But there was a lot of people up there. There were a lot of people up top.
Oh yeah, there was a lot of people. We had to actually stop traffic so he could land. Yeah. It was one of the guys that I didn't know. He blocked one side and I blocked the other, and he came in.
So
he was like, clear it up.
There will be some significant flow if you went there on a Tuesday noontime afternoon. We're supposed to get anywhere between 1.5 to 2.5 inches of rain between.
You're right. This rain that's happening. This rain that's going to rain on.
You talk about 2.5 inches on that dam on that reservoir.
I went up there. Lawrence and I went up there last year around this time after the big storm that they had.
Yes.
And just trying to walk up close to the fence.
You got misted. Yeah,
I'm getting. It's like a shower, so I didn't even bother trying to fly through. The first time I went, I was able to fly through.
She's going to be flowing worse than your.
We were disappointed, Tom, because we forgot that when it rains a day or two before, it's like rapids there.
Oh yeah.
And when Herman and I got up there from the bridge, you could see the water splashing onto the car from the bridge.
You had to turn the windshield wipers on.
Yeah. When you come across the lower one,
turn the windshield wipers on coming into the park.
Yeah.
I wanted to actually.
And that's a great one to get from above. Okay,
but
I had gone up. I took Eddie up to this place. Well, we had hit Eagle's Nest last year, right? We ran up there. Eddie wanted to get some shots of the curving road, which is awesome up there by the Delaware Water Gap. And then I took him up north of Port Jervis. It's called the Rio Reservoir and Rio Dam. Okay, not Rio, spelt the same way, but the Rio Dam. And it's just beautiful with the water coming over, spilling over the dam up there. It's a little, and you can drive across the dam, but it's a single car at a time.
Right.
But we saw the whole time we were up there for about 3 hours. We saw a whole 2 other cars pass over during that time.
Okay.
And then there's a boat landing all the way up north on that reservoir. So I took them up there, and there's an old abandoned bridge that's half, there's hardly anything left to it, but still the structure sitting in the water, and we flew around that. So now it's beautiful up there, gorgeous. So there you'll get some color. there.
was
You'll get some
talking
color in the
to-
next week or two.
I was talking to Lawrence on a video chat where we were putting together the video that I released, and I was at the Kensico Dam. That one you
Yes.
can't fly because it's next to the Westchester Airport, so you
Yeah.
got zero
Yeah.
altitude over there. It was a
Right.
beautiful dam.
Yeah.
Somebody flew it before all the regulations went into play years ago. There's a YouTube, and the guy. This was before all the apps came out, before you fly and everything. But that dam is really nice. The other dam that you could actually, I believe you could fly, is the Cross River Dam. That one ain't too far. It's a little above Westchester.
Right.
Matter of fact, it's still in Westchester, I believe, that one, the Cross River. But they all part of the same water system that goes to New York. All those.
It's
dams.
all part of. It's
Yeah.
called New York Watershed. Yeah.
Yeah, it goes all the way to the Catskills.
The actual property is City of New York. Okay.
Yeah.
So when
Okay.
you're on that property, you're actually under the purview of the City of New York. That's run by the Department of Environmental Protection. And in fact, they had reached out not too long ago to the New York City Fire Department to find out how to run a drone program. So they're looking to do environmental sensor monitoring and stuff like that using UAVs. So
Yeah.
it's a lot of waterways up there, yeah, right, Stevie? I mean, people don't understand how many bodies of water are actually in that space up there.
You know what else? A good look up from Croton Point.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, Tom.
Up by
AMA
the
field,
airfield?
Tom. Tom, for you, a must go. It's a
Where is that?
really nice over
Croton
there.
Point at the airfield.
Croton Point Park.
Oh, you know, Stevie. Well,
Tom,
Stevie and I have
Tom's
shot
a
at
regular.
Croton Point.
We regulars there.
Up at the
Yeah.
airfield.
Oh, you know it.
Yeah.
But
You know it.
Stevie, not at the RC park. That's right.
No,
No, the
they have
RC is
right.
right before you go in, right?
Right
Because
before.
I see the
At the
planes.
top of the
Yeah.
hill. At the
I
top.
seen the planes up there.
at
Yeah.
the top of the hill. Yeah.
I
Yeah,
seen
we
the
got to
guys
check
flying.
that out.
Yeah. You know,
Well,
I played baseball on top of the mound in Croton Point. You know, Croton Point, when
Right,
you go
they have
in
a
and you
mound
go
that you
park,
see when
they
you
got
come
a
in the
mound
park.
on the left, not
Right, when you
the
come in the park.
airfield. Yeah, I played
they-
baseball with my family up there while the sun was going down. It was great up there. 'Cause
Oh,
Go up to
nobody
the
really
top
goes up
to
there.
the airfield. Go to the airfield.
Then maybe
and check
that's
out
what we
that
should
scene.
do, man.
Yeah.
We
Go
should
to the
have
airfield and check out that scene.
we should have a
Yes.
meetup. Yeah.
Yes.
Because
Yes. I agree.
I would say, what do you think, Stevie? It's probably color in that area right by the Hudson right there. We're
And
probably
that's
2.5
probably
weeks
empty.
out, I think.
I
2
think
weeks
so.
out, maybe
Because everything was
2.5
green.
weeks.
You see those pictures?
Yeah, so
north.
green, man.
That's north. That picture that you guys shared, that's
Yeah.
north of Croton Point.
Yeah, that's north.
Wow.
And that's
Wow.
solid green, man.
Yeah, that's still.
There's a little bit of
Yeah,
orange
that's
in
why I
there.
think it's at least 2 to 3 weeks away.
Yeah,
I'd say 2 to 3 weeks too, Tom, because
Yeah.
usually going into from the middle of October to roughly the first or second week in November is primo time. But because
just-
of Mother Nature, you can't tell exactly.
No, Mother Nature could come in with three days of frost and everything
and
turns
that'll be a
on.
wrap.
Yeah,
Right.
if you don't get up by the next weekend,
You
you're
have to
screwed.
watch the weather. Technically, where we are, you have to watch the weather coming in from Canada, coming across the lakes.
Yep.
Hey,
Because
Lauren,
being,
Yeah.
what's that, Herman?
No, I wanted to let everybody know, but this Wednesday, don't forget, check it out this Wednesday on my live stream. We have a special expected guest to be there. Ash
Yes.
from Droning On. Don't forget he's supposed
Yes,
to be
droning on will
with
be
us.
on Wednesday
So,
nights with those
Make
guys,
sure you guys
Nice.
stop by and check that out.
especially you
DJI has
lurkers.
got a release coming out that date. So guys, make sure you check out the show. There's maybe some surprises.
Yes,
You put a
Who
link.
Ash
knows,
You put a
is-
man?
link. You put a
Ash
link to the
is
channel.
very, very down to earth. Like you
I
said,
put
Stevie.
No, I'm saying Herman, if you put the link to his channel, so those that don't know,
I'm on
those
it.
that are
Hang on,
lurking.
Give me a second. Give me a few
and
seconds.
also what I wanted to talk to all you guys about is, we should be a little bit more organized when we have guests in New York City, in New York in general. Like we should, like I felt bad that these guys came in and kind of everybody was kind of scattered. Like me, if you coming into my town, like when those guys came from Kentucky, we show those guys love. We
Stevie,
brought them to different
Stevie.
locations.
Stevie, people used to get pissed off at me when we had a meetup in Five Borough because I was the only one running around yelling, yo, you stand here, you fly with those guys, stuff like that. Organization is important when you have a meetup.
Yeah,
Tom,
but
you
not
know.
only that, no, but
But
I'm
it's
saying
also-
is when we have
Right.
guests here
The
from other
itinerary.
states, we should be taking
Where
care
are
of
you
these
taking
people.
them?
They should
Yep.
not open their wallets for food. They should not. We should be taking them from A to B.
Stevie's old
We should-
school.
Yeah, we should be going to every hot
Yeah.
spot.
I agree.
We should be making sure that they get the castles, the bridges,
That's
and know
training
where
on
to fly.
link.
You know what I'm saying? So I don't, I kind of feel bad when they come here and we kind of dibbing and dabbing and jumping in.
It's
You know
also,
what,
Stevie,
Stevie?
right now it's tough
Stevie?
because, that was a Ken Dono last minute. I'm jumping on a plane.
It
I
was,
have a
Yeah, but we
$59
could have been
flight,
more
so.
organized. We need to communicate
Absolutely.
better.
Hey,
Absolutely.
Stevie, check this out.
We should have been
Stevie,
taking care of the meals. We should have been taking
Yeah.
care of where they're going. Maybe leave their car at a designated location, throw them in the truck, and
You know
drive
what
them to A to B. This way, when they go back home, they can be like, "Yo, those New York guys, they take care of us."
I
they,
agree with you
wanna come back.
1,000%. You know why? Because when we went to Philadelphia to go fly,
He rolled
it
out
was
the carpet.
organized. When we had meetups here in New York back in the day, they were organized. Now too many people are busy trying to get to showboat that they got to fly with somebody.
Yeah.
When
I
Billy
even
Kyle
filmed.
came,
I
when-
didn't film
Nah.
no vlogging with them or nothing like that. I filmed a little behind the scenes with my phone.
Yeah.
I left all my camera, like my vlogging camera was still in the bag. I didn't do no behind the scenes stuff for my channel. I just wanted to make sure they were good, but I didn't have the opportunity to show them how New York
But
gets
you're
down.
right.
You know what I'm saying?
And what pisses me off, I'll just say one thing, Tom, and it's 7:00. We can
Oh,
even
yeah.
carry over
Look at that.
a little. We can carry over for a few minutes, but I want to get this point out. I'm a firm believer like you, Stevie. When you come to my state to fly, if you contact me personally, Lawrence or Herman or you, Tom, or you, Stevie, I know hospitality is going to be there. But
Exactly.
some people are so focused on flying and what we're going to do in this, they forget about all that shit.
No
Well,
good. No good.
So
I used to move around these states, and when I used to do shows or whatever I was doing, any business I was doing, people took care of me. I landed in Vegas. I had a crew waiting for me in the airport. They take me to their spots, and they'll take me to whatever. And I felt like I was at home because I'm rolling with the locals. I go to Texas, same thing. Salt Lake City, same thing. Wherever I was going, New Orleans after the floods, I was out there 2 years after the floods for All-Star Weekend. Mm-hmm. When I got there, the locals picked me up. The locals brought me to the hotel. The locals took me to where they hang out. That's the way it should be. That's the way it should be.
That's right. AVD just said that's true hospitality. Absolutely. But I don't think that happened in this case. I mean, this was a Ken Dono brain fart at the last minute. I'm coming up to see Billy. Okay, kind of deal. It could have been handled better, but guys get together. And honestly,
I'm sure you're going to see some good footage.
In COVID 2020, man, this hasn't gotten easier. Okay.
Yeah,
so, jump in my car here. We're going. No, fuck you. I'm staying in my own car. Okay.
Yeah. But you saw how they were riding. I don't think the COVID was the issue because it seemed like
no.
In that
Ken's
particular
Florida,
situation.
Dude.
Yeah.
Ken's
for that
from
particular
Florida.
But like when I met up with Lawrence, we both had our masks. He jumped in my car. We went to XYZ. Everything was cool. Windows down, whatever, fresh air. It's all good. You know what I mean? Yeah. So what I'm saying is the key people that were in, like, whoever was in the know wasn't communicating right to the masses because the right people should have just, they should just take care of it. Just so when they go back home, they know how it really is in New York.
Well, Stevie, I've extended my hand to several people to come and fly in New York City. And I try to make it a purpose. If I ask you to come fly in my city, I'm going to go out of my way to show you the best fucking time I can.
Exactly.
And I think that even though everyone flew and great footage was I'm sure everyone got great footage, etc. It could have been done a little better.
Monday morning quarterback.
Tom, you do say it was like spontaneous and stuff that. Sometimes the best times to fly are spontaneous.
Absolutely, but also you got to realize, Stevie, if the word did get out much wider, and I'm not saying there was no intent by anybody to keep it tight.
No,
But
I don't think so.
imagine if that went wild on Five Borough, and you had 30, 40 people up on that
They
up
would have
on
shut
that
it
ridge.
down. They
How
would have
long
shut
would
it
No.
down.
that have
I don't
lasted?
think
Yeah.
I don't think
Yeah.
the numbers matter. But like Lawrence said, you know,
Oh, no,
when
yeah,
people
yeah,
when
yeah,
people
no,
come
no.
into town, we should
You
have
want
like
to take
a,
them here, you want to take them there. They already
Yeah.
had an agenda, Stevie. They were already going, you know. And please, me and the Palisades, you know what normally separates me and the Palisades? The Cross Bronx Expressway, dude. Okay? My ultimate fear of the Cross Bronx Expressway. Okay? Stevie, I only did dozens of jobs as a first responder on the Cross Island, so I have a right to be fearful of it.
Listen, JSK, you got
but,
family? Hey, JSK says he's got family in Brooklyn. I want to say this personally to anyone that lives outside of the New York State area. Now, I've met
Reach
Billy
out.
Kyle. I've
Reach
met
out.
a few drone pilots that have high numbers and stuff like that. I'm not a fanboy. When you come here, I treat you the same way I would treat a friend. You take them out to dinner. You make sure they have a good time. If you come to New York City anytime, JSK or anyone else, and you hit up me, Herman, Tom, or Stevie, I can almost guarantee you the experience will be well deserved.
If I can't be there, I'll probably have it all mapped out for you.
Exactly.
Okay.
Yeah, yeah.
Exactly.
But you know,
but
look,
we'll take care of it. But
yeah,
in the end
yeah.
of the day, you know, I'm not saying they didn't have a good time. I'm just saying that
No, I'm sure they did.
I wish at one point that we had like a little organization so we make sure we make
that
sure
extra,
you know what I'm
that
saying? Yeah,
extra
just to
that
make
makes a
sure.
difference.
So when people leave
Listen.
New York, they feel that love. That's all.
Listen, guys, we got to get the hell out of here.
Could we?
Yeah.
All right.
My wife's going to be hungry. I'm going to get it.
Going to
So-
be hungry.
Oh,
My
by
stomach,
the way.
my stomach
quick,
just said we got to get
just a
out of
quick
here.
poll. I need a tiebreaker here. So, riding to Emmons Avenue for Roland Roaster roast beef this evening, or placing an order for gyros, or if you're really Greek, gyros. What would be your choice tonight, Lawrence?
Gyros,
Herman,
dude.
Yeah,
Herman, weigh in.
gyros.
Lamb
You-
gyros. They got to be
Nobody
lamb
respects
gyros.
Roland Roaster.
They got it. No, that's cool. But
Corn
gyros.
fritters. What are we talking about here, guys?
Look.
Come on, man.
You know what he just did, Herman? Herman, hold on. Herman and Stevie, you know what he just did?
Okay, yeah, get those.
He said, do you like this outfit I got on? And you said, it's okay. And he said, but do you like this outfit I got on?
I got to work these arguments with the wife. Okay.
Yeah,
get
get
the
the
practicing? You're practicing on us?
roaster.
He's practicing on us. He'll be ready. Once he gets off the stream, he'll be ready. He got the
Listen,
angle.
we got to get the hell out of here. We
All right.
appreciate you guys. We appreciate everyone here. Sunday Nights with Those Guys is sponsored by
Those guys.
Come back Wednesday night,
Thanks,
5
ABQ.
p.m. Eastern
JSK.
Standard Time. Tomorrow night, Paul Murray show at 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Val's Life is on. Everyone, has been fun. Have a great evening. Stay safe, fly safe. If anyone comes within punching distance of you without a mask, punch them. Good night,
Damn.
guys.
Later, guys.
We are officially off the air.